Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Welcome to Exaltics channel. Today we're going to be talking about setting sail. This is going to be a series of episodes comprising of various topics. So this would be the first one where I'm going to be talking about how trauma anchors you down. Okay, the first thing is that I'm going to be talking about is how a person who underwent trauma and how this trauma basically holds you down. And even though your life moves on around you, but the trauma kind of like anchors you down. And no matter where you go, no matter what you achieve, you still have that, looming that you're not good enough, that, life is not fair, and you have this whole victim-mindedness, when something goes wrong, and you have this cascade of emotions just flowing you down, that it's all my fault. And there is so many facets of trauma that manifest in a person. For me personally, I've gone through all of that, and I'm still going through all of that. And it's not about tuning. It's not about removing these thoughts. Essentially, it's about how you can identify each emotions, and you find a reason to remove the anchor and to set sail, and to let go of that limiting belief that could be in every fabric of your being, of every fabric of your existence. For some of us who have undergone trauma at a very, very young age, the trauma basically defines you, or it defines your adult self. You may have gone through a life where every decision you make, or every part of your life you have gone through, the trauma is basically a part of all your decisions. You might feel, I can't do that because then people will look at me differently. I can't do that because I've gone through all these things in my past. I'm not good enough. When people see me, it's embarrassing. All these are some of the manifestation. Another one would be, as a young adult or as a child, when you are giving your opinion, or when you are speaking against something, and you are immediately labeled disobedient, or you're immediately labeled as a bad person for speaking your mind. So as you grow up, speaking your mind, giving your input, or saying what's on your mind, basically is essentially, it feels wrong, no matter intellectually however you feel. But going down that road, you just feel like that you're not gonna say anything. It's not just about giving your opinion. You see, when you're in a situation where you are speaking your thoughts, you are giving a voice to yourself. And when you tune that voice down, you're essentially saying no to yourself. Moving forward, when you don't realize this, what you're doing is you are barricading yourself in a place where you never knew existed. And decades down the road, you're gonna wake up and feel like you have not achieved anything in life. It's irrelevant what you have achieved so far, but when you look at your life, you just don't feel whatever that you have achieved, it feels like it's nothing, like it's insignificant. This is where, some of you could relate. Different set of rules applies to me, and different set of rules applies to someone else. Most of us, who have underwent trauma, have a lot of empathy. When someone comes to you and they feel like, hey, look, I am going through this. I'm going through a breakup. I'm having, I'm in a domestic abuse situation. My cat died. Whatever it might be, and you empathize with them. You try to be there for them, and you try to validate everything that they're feeling. You're just, because when you understand those feelings and those pain that they're going through is real. No matter how small or how big that is, you empathize with them and you try to be there for them. Even if, you're not even giving your thoughts, but you're just sitting there with them, comforting them through that difficult period that they're going through. That is the kind of empathy that most of us could relate we are giving to someone else. But how many of us are able to do that for our own self? Most of the time, most of us who underwent trauma, be it in childhood or young adults, when we go through a phase in life where we need to have empathy to ourselves, we fail ourselves. We don't sit with us and comfort our feelings and our hurt and our pain that's there, but we just negate ourselves and we say no, whether we say it verbally or we say it by actions. This is what I mean earlier when I said different set of rules apply for us and for everyone else. Because most of us are incapable of giving that empathy and that self-love to ourselves, because those feelings, for most of us, never got a chance to develop. We never had that thing to love ourselves or to treat ourselves in a way that we can heal. Most of us grow into young adults or an older, mature person without even knowing what's missing, and we just feel like you could have gotten higher degree, you could have gotten your degree or your PhD or your certain accomplishment, career advancement, you have started a family, you might have a very stable relationship, you succeed in your business, you excel, you're famous, you're celebrity, whatever that may be. But when you look at yourself objectively, you don't feel anything, and if the same achievements that you have achieved, and you look it through someone else's, like a friend of yours or anyone else for that matter, and you can feel like, wow, they've gone somewhere in life, they've achieved something in life. But when you look at it from your own perspective, you see nothing. All you see oftentimes is someone who's broken, who oftentimes feel you're dirty, who feel you are not good enough, who feel that we're just a failure. I've gone through decades of my life feeling all this. Even the moment I was on the podium taking my scroll for excelling in my master's degree, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel anything. I feel like I'm still a failure. When I look at myself, I don't see I've gone anywhere in life. You see, the day that when you can remove that anchor and you can feel that you're moving forward, that will be the day that you truly will begin to heal. But I understand that the act of removing the anchor is an idea, but in real life, it requires so much more work to identify that trauma has even occurred in your life. Many of us go through life without even realizing there was something wrong that has been done to us. We go through life thinking everything is our fault. That guilt is the very first step to recovery. It was not your fault. Till next time, take care.